Hello everyone, we are now doing the early garden live. Alright, this one I think is the earliest one I've done in a while, and we'll be going through here. Alright, so we have this right here, we have these other plants over here, this way, and now something different about these is that the sky usually is much more, the moon's more overhead than other times. Hello everybody, we're doing the early garden live, and we'll see if we see any swamp puppies, and a little bit more active than it usually is, but here we are. And yes, I remember you from yesterday. Welcome to the stream, Keegan. All right, and that's a tree rat. Oh, thank you, Richard. Thank you. And glad that you're back, Keegan. We are doing more of the garden adventures. We'll see if we see any types of frogs or whatever else is out here. Usually there are banded puppies and different things that lurk around. So, all right, we have, yeah. All right, so we have, this is some sort of a berry. They think it's a raspberry or a dewberry. One time I was walking in the dark and swiped this, and it didn't hurt, but it felt weird. And yeah, that's something I wouldn't really want to necessarily swipe across. And this is another view close up. Okay. All right, so yeah, these are the interesting bush plants that we have here. Yeah, it is very cool. You know, it looks very alien too. Right, and these are plants. Oh, you're waiting all day. That's very nice. Thank you. So yeah, these are good for ornamental plants. So it's like a good, a plant that doesn't necessarily, it served a purpose centuries. Hey, Cade. I am in my garden in the back. That's where I am right now. And I know it looks like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but it's a, and that's a palm tree. And some of these are just wild plants, and other plants, I allowed to grow here. Yeah, and that is a tree, actually. It looks like a berry tree. I mean, it's not a berry tree, but it looks like holly. That's what it looks kind of like. But that's not really holly, but it looks kind of like holly. These were used for wheat many centuries ago, but now it's just used for decoration, like a Christmas tree. Okay, and for those that don't know, many of you have seen these before, but this is the elderberry tree. It has to be, you have to cook the berries before you eat them because there's some toxic stuff in them. But yeah, cooking them helps out a lot. Yeah. Okay, and out here, very, very late at night, sometimes we'll see some eyes popping out from the darkness. That'll happen. And it's usually those different creatures that are around here. All right. And yeah, this way is kind of an entrance way to a cat. That's right there is the cat house. It needs a roof on it, but that's where another cat area. I was explaining yesterday for those on the stream that this region right here has lots of I used to plant all kinds of stuff here. Some of the stuff was like cash crop type stuff and regular, food plants, for ornamental purposes. All right, and here are more of those other types that are used for growing. And yeah, I'm going to show the moon overhead. This is pretty cool. The moon is right there. Overhead, yes. Let's do this. Okay, that's the moon. It's very nice as it goes through the trees. Right there, and that way too. That's Venus. Right, yeah, and I like how, the trees, it makes different layers, the branches, as it gets closer to the ground. Yeah, but this is always nice to kind of walk at night and see these types of trees and the moon too. Something that we talk about on the show quite frequently is about aliens and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So I do believe that aliens exist because there's lots of evidence out there for centuries that there's something else here, not just us. And people in these types of woods, they will have, they'll see something in the sky and they'll get abducted by something. So definitely do believe that the aliens are real. Now, some people think they might be time travelers, possibly, or they could be, you see, this is a type of bean. It's not a pea plant, but it looks kind of like a pea plant right here. It's kind of out of focus, but yeah, that's like a bean plant. So yeah, and some of these plants look very alien. And so there's theories that they're time travelers from thousands of years from the future that will come into our time and will change. They're trying to change some things and get stuff back from our time to go back to where they came from. There's other theories that are from some other universe that came here that was not from our dimension. And, with all the different stars and galaxies, I think there are more than just us out here. So, regarding with the aliens, I believe that they're real. Those that disagree can tell me what they think. But, yeah, that is my take on that. Let's see, this way. Okay, and yeah, this is the rest of the field where there's some wild. Have I seen one? Josh, I am Louisiana. That's the state I am in. And hello, Smith. Yes, I have seen one before. So, a long time ago, I'll go look at the moon. It's pretty okay. So let's see. So a long time ago, not a long time ago, but a couple of years ago. Oh, nice. Maine's a good state. I have friends up there. See, where I am, it's all tropical, and it does snow here rarely, but yeah, it's a bit different weather. And yeah, Maine's a cool place. So what happened was one night I was looking at the horizon. And the other way, like we're pointing towards the west. Hey, mermaid, welcome to the stream. So I was out looking towards the opposite direction of where we're viewing now. And I saw a blue sphere come up. And it was going up in the air very fast. That was impossible for something to go that fast. I didn't know what it was at first, but I did take a video of it. And then it kind of was hovering there and levitating, and it disappeared. So it was completely blue, and it was a blue sphere orb thing. It wasn't a drone, in my opinion, because it didn't have anything blinking on it. So yeah, yes, I posted the video on my channel, yes. And yeah, it was a blue sphere, and because when I zoomed up close to it in the video, and yeah, it's a blue thing. It's kind of like a star, like you see up here, but more like blue, and it was just kind of flying around. I don't know what it was, but it was something mysterious. You know, Fox, that's a good question. And I kept my calm, but I was startled and uncertain about what it was, but I controlled myself. It took a lot of strength, but that's a good question. Without proper discipline, I probably would have, but I just kept my cool, but it was like a startling thing to see. But I took the video of it, and then it disappeared. And I was also praying too, because I didn't want to be taken away. So yeah, but it takes a lot of mental resilience to do that. And look, people in a situation, you'll see what they really do. Not everybody, so that's my point, is that in a situation you have to go and kind of see how you'd react. So thankfully I reacted properly, but it's okay if people make a mistake, because it's a crazy thing to experience. So yeah, that was my story with seeing the orb thing in the sky. And it looked weird. It was just kind of something out of place. Like something I've never seen before. I mean, it almost looked like it was something with a consciousness. Yeah, I mean, and I like the way you think, because it's not about the things that happen to you, but like your reaction to it and your perspective. Like, for instance, when people are around a lot of people, it could be seen as annoying or as a festival. So that is a good attitude to have. That would be awesome. Now, it would definitely be a unique experience and a story to tell. Now, most people that experience it have traumatic memories of it and didn't like it. And some people just thought it was strange. So, yeah, it would definitely be good I definitely would stream in there and show y'all what's going on if I was abducted by them. But yeah, it's a positive attitude to have, and although they're known to kind of do experiments on people, but your memories are wiped, and there's like memories that will subconsciously appear and in dreams and stuff, kind of like flashbacks. Okay, and there's some alien species that are like praying mantises. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but there's allegedly there's people that have had stories of the praying mantis aliens. And they're very strange looking, and they're very big. So even the grays kind of look like insects. And that's another fact to take into consideration, is that they're kind of insectoid looking. Now that is a really up close view, chat. Whoa. Chat, this is crazy. You see, it's blinking. It's giving off different colors. I believe that it's very serious looking. And yeah, it's blinking lights. For thousands of years, that thing has been blinking different lights like that. And there's a way you can go and zoom in even more, and you can see it's looked like a color wheel. Hello, Leslie. Did they ever discover the mystery of all the drones that happened last year in the United States? Very good question. I don't accept the mainstream narrative about it, but this is what they said, is that they were used by our government, for some sort of experiment, and they just left the podium. but I don't really believe that's true. But yeah, there are drones that were directly from us, and there were orbs and different types of things that were from some other planet or dimension. So for instance, there's videos online of these orbs that are floating in the air, and there's little drones that are flying by next to them, and then like the drone falls out the sky. So those UFOs, which are the orbs, were having like a war with the drones. So they never told us exactly what it was, but they said it was an experimental testing. But those weird orb sightings are happening all over the world and our country, were intercepting orbs of some kind, because I saw videos of them, and we don't really know what the real reason is. To answer your question, their explanation is it was for testing of some kind. And they're licensed by our government, which there are some drones that are operated by humans. There are some drones that were operated by something else, so it's a combination of things. But yeah, so to answer your question, we don't really know what it was. Exactly, Fox, it's all lies. 100% lies. You know, the governments like to tell fibs and fables. Yes, it is, Leslie, indeed. Exactly, Vash, it's misdirection. You know, they want to cause distraction and diversions from what really is happening, and they're going to give people sugar water answers and not true answers about what's really going on. You know, so that is something that is quite annoying at the same time. Right, exactly. It's like it wasn't us, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they don't even give a straight answer about it. Like, they're not even trying to lie about it anymore. You know, they tell Timu truths, you know, which are not really truth at all. That was a good show. I watched that cartoon when I was growing up. And I don't know, I don't watch it anymore, but I think it's still on Nickelodeon, if I'm not mistaken. But they did have like a comeback. Okay. See? A swamp puppy. I hear him. He is somewhere lurking around. Yeah, science rules. Absolutely. And the thing with the aliens, for many years, they have been concealing and hiding information about them and not saying exactly what really happened. You know, they're not telling the truth about it. But they are going to have some alien disclosure at some point. It'll be alien.gov. Hopefully we won't be disappointed and just tell us things we already know about. Hey, Todd. Oh, I know about Bill Nye the Science Guy. I used to watch him when I was in school. Yes, Common, I believe in aliens. I am an alien myself. I believe that I exist. And hello, Todd. Oh, that's a very good question. I like that. So, why do I believe in aliens? So you might go alien. Alien spaceship, why do you believe in aliens? Although you're an alien yourself. The reason why I believe other aliens are out there is because there's so many stars and galaxies out there. There has to be either people, maybe, hello, Thomas. People might be religious, other people might not be religious, so I'll cover it for the different groups that have. And I believe in God, but so say there's other planets, right? And they either were created or evolved civilizations like us, or more advanced than we are. So when this happens, exactly, Thomas, we are the aliens. When this happens, there has to be something else out there besides us. But, oh, okay, Fifi. Hi and bye. Thank you for stopping by. Fermi paradox. Right. So in that situation with aliens, there have been many sightings that have happened throughout history. And Todd says, "Hey Miranda, if you're here." Yeah. Shout out to Miranda. She's cool people. So what happened with those sightings that we speak of is sightings before modern technology happened. Hello, Mandy. We're talking about aliens and looking at a garden and some different constellations. So what happened with aliens is that there's people that have reported since the time of the Romans and different eras that there is something unexplained, unidentified flying objects. Oh, thank you, Common. So, and I believe in aliens. Oh, facts, Mandy. Facts. All right. So those, yeah, I saw a new video. There's a lot of new videos, so I'll go see if I missed it. But yes, I've been keeping up with what's been going on. And Common. So the thing with there's throughout history, there are sightings of these unexplained flying objects throughout history, even before modern technology. That's for one. Number two is that to the current day, there are orbs and all kinds of strange objects that are not explained. There's people in the military that are seeing sightings from the water, that are coming from the water. There's orbs that come out the oceans. There are accounts of gods coming down and people worshiping them as deities. So there's a lot of situations that happen where people have personal encounters, and historically, throughout militaries and different government organizations, there's definitely something that is there. And the evidence and the proof is overwhelming, in my opinion. Exactly, Fox. So there was these Greek gods that were flying, that came down, and the Hindu gods and all these different things that came down from the heavens, similar to like extraterrestrials. And there's different historical accounts from these, like in like the Hindus, that there's these mechanical machines that flew around the sky, similar to like a UFO. And they gave people knowledge on math, science, and all kinds of different things, and sorcery and magic. But that is the explanation about where those aliens come from. There are theories that these aliens were actually fallen angels or fallen watchers that came down from the sky to intercede and go and cause corruption in the earth. So that is another theory, that they are actually fallen angels. But I do believe, though, there are aliens on other planets that are advanced that could come here. I believe in both. So when you have something like this occur, you might say, alien, oh, what about interdimensional beings? So the other thing about interdimensional beings, yeah, the Watchers, exactly. So there are these entities that came down from the sky that were called the Watchers. And these Watchers were supposed to guide humanity and watch over us, but instead they fell for the Earth women. If they were doing a scientific experiment, or they actually felt for them and they came here and created hybrids called the Nephilim. All right, and we have some swamp puppies coming out. Let's see. So anyway, there's different types of UFOs. There are orbs. And people have had encounters of being abducted by them. So when people have sightings of being abducted, it is really, should be taken seriously. Now, I know that there are fake stories and people that are making up stuff, but I do believe that there are real encounters of them as well, of people really experiencing that. And when people have these encounters of, say, they're abducted by an alien and somebody did an experiment on them, and they have like different memories of it happening over time, like in dreams and different ways like that. And it looks like the dog next door is barking, and yeah, so that is basically what happened with those aliens, right? The aliens were able to come down and, okay, see that right there, those eyes. Yeah, so the aliens came down and did experiments on people. They've abducted people, and there's been sightings in the sky of UFOs. Some people have had good experience with aliens too, at the same time. And that is what I think is absolutely true, is that there are certainly sightings out there about aliens. There's been sightings documented throughout history about the different aliens that have happened. So yeah, that is my take about the aliens, is that through different centuries, there have been encounters of aliens by all kinds of people throughout time. There's people that have seen UFOs, and there's things we just cannot explain throughout, but even before modern technology. So that's why I believe in the aliens. Now, people that don't believe in the aliens can give their perspective, but that's why I think they're there. Because, and I believe there's also a theory of interdimensional beings, where the aliens can cross different dimensions into our dimension. Like maybe from some 4D place and they come into our 3D world. So that's why I think they're real. There's a video called Skinny Bob, and I encourage people to see that one that are interested, and it's an alien that's blinking and moving its head around, and that is really cool. So definitely there are those encounters that people have had, that in videos and different personal accounts of people that work for the government too. So that is why I believe in them. So that hopefully answers your question. All right, and that is Tinsel the cat sleeping right there. Yeah, and definitely the Book of Enoch also talks about the aliens too, and the angels and the watchers and stuff. That one's good. Because it's a book that was, people don't have to believe in the Book of Enoch, but it's a book that, goes in more detail about the fallen angels and those types of beings. So that's where I think it is, a true thing that occurred throughout time. All right, and there is Tinsel, and he is looking at the camera. And that is pretty cool. We have one of our garden cats. Yeah, hello, Tinsel. Yeah, shout out to Tinsel. Yeah. So, anyway, that is my take on aliens, fallen angels, and my opinion about them. I got into it when I was a kid. That's when I got into it originally. So, Tinsel looks like a very nice cat, but sometimes you could have a streak in him. There's a new cat that is lurking around, and he hasn't been he has not been too a big fan of him. He's trying to chase him off. It's a white cat with some tabby markings. Yeah, and definitely he's getting a little bit more sleepy-eyed, and he's going to go back to sleep. And he knows he's been summoned. So that's a good question about peanut butter. So peanut butter, I would prefer it more crunchy over not being crunchy. That is so that's what I think. And last night we were talking about peanut butter, and there is a certain type of peanut butter that is an ice cream. And we were talking last night about how that's cool. Erwin, do you like... Yeah, one for the crunchy. What type of ice cream do you like? Out of curiosity. Because I like mint and chip, personally. I think that one is the best. Thomas, that is very wise. That is wise. Eating plastic... Oh, yeah, so... by the way, so Erwin says Eddie's double fudge brownie. Oh, thank you, Sawgirl. She says it's peanut butter and chocolate ice cream that we were talking about, Baskin Robbins. Ah, yes. Well, thank you, Vash. Yeah, I'm a certain type. And, okay, so I saw it in Chowder, and it was something that I had to also get, and everybody else liked it too. But yeah, I was pretty much one of the unique people that liked it. But first, I would see in SpongeBob they would have the pink ice cream, and then there's vanilla that's classic. But later on, I just kind of developed into the main one, the main ice cream. So all right, so so about the plastics, I agree about plastic. So there's lots of chemicals inside plastics that apparently cause people health problems and hurt the chemicals and stuff in the body. And there's basically a contamination. So, but everything's made out of plastic. But there's some theories that plastic is not a good choice to put in things. And some people apparently might have microplastics within them too. All right. And because just a lot of the stuff they do is for making money and their agenda, and things are just unnatural. Right. Completely unnatural. So y'all don't want to know the estimate microplastics in people across the country. Oh yeah, the microplastics. It's allegedly in people's blood, and as people will just basically consume it. It's kind of like a drug that's like stuck in a person, and it's like a machine that it's like making the person into, it's like a virus. Yeah, it definitely would be a poison for people across the country. Indeed. People would be very shocked and not wanting to know what's in there. Absolutely. Now what Tinsel is doing is cleaning himself. Scared. All right, and yeah, that is him right there, and he's just kind of, he's looking around. He's curious. Then he continues to clean himself. And Spells his brother. Let's see where he goes. Scared. Okay, he goes. He goes in that direction. All right, and so they really need to come up with something else besides plastic to use, because it seems like it's not really good for us, is my point. Hello, zombie. Yeah, exactly. Across the world. Thank you. Because it's global. Because plastics are used globally by everybody. And some places are worse than others. And I'm sure there's different bodies of water that have them in there that not nice for people to consume. So, oh, hello, Sand. Welcome back. This is Tinsel right here. Right? And yeah, globally the plastics are used, and it has chemicals in them that are not good for people. And microplastics in the blood. And, across the world, indeed. So all humanity shouldn't be using it. Okay, and Sand, hope that you've had a good day so far. And yeah, you see, there is... Oh, thank you, Sand. Thank you, Sand. It's a little bit cooler out here than it was, a couple of days ago. It's gotten a little bit cooler. And, people... So people think that, like, the weather globally is acting different. So what I mean by that is just with the cloud seeding we were talking about yesterday, that can be causing weather to act differently than it may usually act, because, some places are getting record heat, some places are getting record cold. Oh, it's cooler up there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and there are these different types of, you know, links between our past presidents and selling and buying information for the aliens. Okay, let's see. A saying says one day it's 80 and the next day it's 40. About 3 days after they spray, the weather goes crazy for a few days. That is a good a good explanation, because people who are aware of the chemtrails, it usually causes people's weather to go weird for a couple of days. And that may be the reason why, that the chemtrails themselves are the ones that are causing the weather to go sideways like this. Okay. And I really think they need to stop messing with the earth and stop trying to ruin and distort the signal that's natural, because if we keep on doing stuff like this, it's going to, in my opinion, prolonged usage is going to not only poison humanity, but it's going to poison everyone in general that is trying to do something, productive with their life. And animals that are around and nature, because I think with birds are connected with our magnetic field. And if the birds are disturbed, it can cause them to just fall out the sky. I've seen it in videos before. So, yeah, definitely I think that the different theories about population control and dumping chemicals on us is wrong, indeed. Allegedly, cloud seeding would be ideally used to help people that have droughts. People that are having, like, in different countries where you have, like, droughts and stuff happen. But they might be using it also for something that is nefarious too. So you would have the nefarious attribute to it, that the cloud seeding was, there's a flooding that happened in Texas like a year ago, and that flooding may have been caused by cloud seeding. I think are connected to the chemtrails. See, and a lot of people are not awake about what the truth is, what's going on, because so many people are stuck in the matrix. That's what I call it. People being stuck in the matrix. And when, yeah, the climate clock. Yeah, so with the climate clock, we have this over here. Let's see. Yeah. Scared. Over here. Yeah, so there's something with a deadline in July 21, 2029. At noon Eastern marks the critical point which they must achieve the significant progress toward net zero emissions. And let's see what that's about. For those that don't know, and I don't see a lot of the stuff the agendas I think they're pushing. Yes, a lot of the agendas I think they're pushing are there to hinder us and actually cause ruin to the Earth and civilization instead of helping it. And the climate clock is a graphic representation of how quickly the planet is approaching 1.5. Oh, okay, Night Shift. Good to see you, buddy. And I don't know if I'm going to be, I will be live tonight, either on this stream or a new stream. Either way, it's going to happen. So, shout out to you, bro. Okay, global warming. These science communication tools show that the time remaining we reach to import global warming levels. There are at least 2 public climate projects and websites based on that. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So, a lot of the stuff I think that they're pushing about these things are part of an agenda they're using for control, what has to do with the chemtrail project to cause a fake situation, like a false flag to happen. Now, I do think that the Earth goes through natural cycles, and the chemtrails definitely would. I don't think it has anything to do with global warming, but it has to do with more, like, in my opinion, but it has to do with dumping the different chemicals on people and civilizations to cause poison and with their experiments that they're doing. And I think what they're doing, if it goes too quickly, with, like, say, like cows, release lots of gas into the atmosphere and stuff. So I don't completely trust that they have our best interests, because it's the same people that are doing the chemtrails. So that is an interesting topic, and they're certainly trying to destroy us rather than help us, because I think they have their own selfish interests, and they're making as much money off of these things as possible. Even if there are things that are wrong, I don't think the chemtrails have anything to do with the global warming stuff, but it has to do with other things, in my opinion. But they're the ones that are causing it. The same people that are complaining about, that are talking or pushing these things, are the ones that are pushing these things are the ones that are really behind the trouble. Like, for instance, they'll cause something bad to happen, they'll have the solution, but they really were the ones that caused it in the first place. That's my point. And hello, Infinite. Yes, that is an alien. That's an alien cat right there. We're observing the alien cat as it sits in its box fort, like Darrell Brooks does. Yeah, good to see you, Infinite. Rose, let's say Rose. Yeah, Rose, it's good to see you. And yeah, that is a cat, and they have all these different boxes he likes to sleep on, and he can be, he's usually a chill cat, but he can be kind of a bad one too, at the same time. At the moment, the cat is being good at the moment. The cat is using telepathy on us right now, but really he is just sleeping sound and peaceful. Right. So that is the current state of our feline friend. Let's see a different view of the cat. All right. Let's do some stargazing. You know what? He is making me watch him. You see? Oh, he heard that. And using his ghostly feline eyes from the other planet to go and try to put us under his seductive spell. Yeah, the cat is drawing all of us in and seducing us. Let's go this way. Here he is. He heard telepathically that I am on to his scheme of him watching us, of him wanting us to watch him. That's what he heard. He could sense it. He has all kinds of interdimensional signals to know who is thinking about him or not. Right, right. Over here is the stargazing section. There are a lot of them that serious. And you got more of them right there. Nice dono, Sand. Nice dono. Demons are aliens, old woman here, and I have seen a lot. The Bible says the last days you won't be able to tell the season. CERN, black matter, the world screaming black matter, black X matter. Okay, pride everywhere. Pride comes before the fall. Amen. Amen. So I'll explain all about that. Yes, aliens are, in my opinion, are demons. Now, I do believe there are aliens on other planets, and those things could be true. And very good point. And yes, the aliens are demons. So I'll explain about how that works. So the aliens being demons is that they're part of this group of aliens called the Watchers. And hello, Nana, good to see you. They're these fallen angels called the Watchers, and they came down to as gods, and they came down as the Earth, would say they fell for Earth women, and they may have done a scientific thing. Yes, Rose, and I'll explain why that is too, because it's linked to the same thing. There's a theory about that. Okay, here we go. So the aliens being demonic is that they were these watchers that came down to go with Earth women and create hybrids called the Nephilim. They came down as gods and wanted to be worshipped by humans, and they weren't the true God. They were not the true God at all. They were, false gods. And so the same thing when people see UFOs and those things, the ancient people, the Hindus in India, they came up with these types of theories that there was, from their ancient religions, that there was these flying objects in the sky that were made of metal. And when you have something like that happen, they would go and influence people to fall into darkness like them. So nowadays, they're appearing to us as aliens and UFOs, but they're always here and they're always the same thing. We just call it something different. There were reptilian type gods that existed. There was something like the Greys, that were, depicted back in the past. So that is the explanation, is that they came down and did that, and they're from another dimension rather than another planet. The true God thinks of women, men and women are made in his image and likeness. That is what he thinks. Now, he wants all people to do the right thing and follow his laws and rules. at the same time. So in the Bible, it says that in the end times, it'll be in the times of Lot, and there will be a era. Of Noah. It'll be the times of Noah. So the earth will go back to being corrupted like it was in the past, and the souls of the Nephilim, the spirits of the Nephilim. Ah, okay, scared. Oh, okay. So, chat, am I back now? Maybe it'll be better over here. All right. Let's go this way and. Okay, chat, am I still breaking up? Okay, so let's just go back this way. All right, so yes, the okay is now or not? Okay, more from chat. Okay, what if I was a watcher and I was doctrinated from birth? Oh, tell me about that, Sand. Tell me, yeah, Kitty, yeah. So, yeah, tell me more, Sand, about your experience. And okay, so the demons are aliens. Yes, that is true. And there was this, so in the Bible days, there will be the situation where it'll repeat itself in the end times. And there's lots of pride everywhere, and there's pride before the fall. So the spirits of the Nephilim, they are the ones who are demons that influence people to do bad things or ideologies. So that's how they're connected. The descendants, yes, I have an email address. So if you have a place to write it down, I'll tell you if you're ready, whenever you're ready. And so, yeah, just let me know. Okay, so it's alienspaceship333@gmail.com. I can repeat it for you if you want to write it down. So that is what happened. These aliens, the theory is that they were part of the Watchers, the fallen angels. They wanted to be gods. And then they came down here and wanted to be worshipped. And they did experiments to create these hybrids called the Nephilim. That's how that works. They fell from grace, and they corrupted humans, and then the Great Flood happened, and the souls of the Nephilim became a lot of demonic spirits that you see today. So that is that theory. And they want to try to lead people away from God, and they want to have portals open up, and they have things with CERN and these stargates and portals to go through different dimensions. Because a lot of these aliens claim to be aliens, something from another dimension. And when you have something like that happen, the interdimensional beings can go from place to place very quickly, unlike what we can do. And they're going by their own accord and not by God's accord. Yes. Okay, Sand. It's alien spaceship, lowercase, alien spaceship, 333@gmail.com. Thank you. I can repeat it if you need me to. Yeah, and there was, dragons that were talked about in the Bible. And the serpent, the dragon, was talked about for a long time in the ancient past, and it's believed that the aliens are also reptilians. So these watcher beings were known as reptilians, and they're known to try to consume people. They have something called adrenochrome that they want to use to consume people. And usually, for their blood. Oh, I'm a watcher and I don't know it. Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. And, I'm interested to know about that take. I think it's pretty cool. So, definitely, what was before we were here? That's something interesting to ponder. And they came down, and you have this situation happen where YouTube just kicked you out of the app. Well, it looks like they don't want us to show this information, right? And that is what occurred. The fallen ones came down, and the aliens, that's why they have flying crafts and stuff, and they are doing the same thing they always did. Like Thor with his flying machine was so much like a UFO. You have stuff like that happen. Yeah, and so then you have this other situation happen where the pride before the fall and the way things are now in the end times is these fallen entities, although people have free will and they're going to choose to do bad things anyway, these fallen entities will influence humans to do things or situations that happen, right? And they will go direct them towards a path of evil and darkness. So, and I do think there's a lot of things from the Bible that we're seeing happen now. There's all these comets falling out the sky that are orbs, and they are flying around in erratic ways. Australia had the red sky recently. So with all the blood moon and stuff happening, something is going on, in my opinion, and there's drones sightings going on over the country. So that's what I think. So to answer your question, that theory, Rose, that's a very good question. And there's a couple ways to explain that. So people will choose to do the wrong thing through a religious point of view. There are people who have so much, wrong with them that they were corrupted by the sins from Adam and Eve, or Pandora's box, whatever, right? So we were tainted, like a virus entered our computer system. We were tainted, and we are who we are today because we were programmed to do the wrong thing by default. The other reason is that, say, through a kind of a non-religious perspective, but it can be a religious perspective too, that, say, through evolution or whatever, over time, organisms to survive evolved certain characteristics to survive. And they did things, and it was adapted into the organisms and humans and alike to do the wrong thing, right? Because it was how the people survived, or creatures and all survived in a time period. And a negative thing might be more powerful urge than the positive thing. The positive thing is more valuable, like a gold or silver, because it's harder to attain. When something's harder to attain and more difficult to do, it's more valuable than something that's easy. If you can... Very complicated, Rose, right? There is... When things are complicated, and, definitely. When people do something that is wrong, they have a weakness to do the thing that's more valuable. Like, as I said, if someone wants say a fancy car or get a certain level, a point, that is even more higher, it's more valuable, right? And a lot of people don't want to do the difficult thing. And it looks like our cat has a hairball or something. Give him some privacy. Yeah, he has a hairball, I guess. And so when that occurs, people naturally will gravitate toward those negative things in that situation. Because to get something that's valuable, like being good or righteous, it goes against our nature. If we were evolved like that, or if we were corrupted by sin, or both, it was just people were programmed to do the more easy thing, but manually doing the right thing is more valuable, right? Because as I said, you get, say, a piece of jewelry that's very expensive. It was harder to get than something that was easy to get, like a Temu plastic thing. So that's the explanation. But when you have a harvest that's difficult, it's greater the reward. Like you have this right here, and you'll have a greater reward. Hey, bro, DJ. And you'll have a greater reward when you do a harder thing. Like, see this. It's difficult to grow these things, but it has a good harvest. Peace and love, DJ. We are in the garden, and we are live looking at plants and cats and talking about philosophical concepts. Looks like he's doing better now. So yeah, that is the explanation. So you had an incident where Cain killed Abel. It was the first murder because humans are corrupted by sin. And it didn't happen right away. Adam and Eve slowly over time got more and more corrupted. Now, the religious theory, if Satan and the fallen angels became good again, in a hypothetical situation, they would still be corruption in the earth because the way humans have been ingrained and everything has been ingrained. Like the earth and everything's already messed up. So it will already be the way it is now. So that is what happened with the good versus evil. And there's greed, there's envy, there's pride, there's destruction, that there's misunderstandings. There are a lot of times there's misunderstandings that occur where people will not see eye to eye, and then it goes bad in a different direction because people are not perfect. And so another thing about it is that people are not perfect, and people make mistakes, and the reason we're not perfect, that explains why we have problems, because we are flawed. But the good side of this, why there's people choose the bad thing, because at some of the darkest things, a good thing can come out of it. And it just depends. And it also not what happens, but the view you take of something. Something could be horrible, but if you take it a certain way or interpret it a certain way, it could be something good. And everything bad that happened to me to this point, it was something that was for my good later on. And I think a lot of people can, maybe not everyone can agree, because that's how we're all different, because through free will, we're not all the same. You can choose to do, it could make you stronger. Like, there's, okay, Night Shift. Yeah, Night Shift is listening, and he shout out the chat who just joined. Yeah, so that is what happens. Like a gem isn't polished without friction. There are certain seeds that can only grow in fire, that will sprout, like be able to grow into a tree when a fire happens. That is how it works. So there's no light without dark, is my philosophy about it. So yeah, humans are given a free will, and they chose the wrong thing, but they had a choice to choose the right thing even better. Because if people have a free will, they could do something amazing and great. It didn't have to go that way. And to this day, you have a situation where you can choose to do the right thing. Discord. Yeah, they're calling for me. Right. Yeah, there is a server. I will, let's see. Right here. Yeah. It's called Alien Spaceship Server. I have not put it out yet, but it is there because I know I told you about it before. So I have it available. It's called Alien Spaceship Server. So that is what it is, and I've not released it yet. But that is, I mean, it's released. It's out there. You can join it if you want to. I just haven't made a post about it. But yeah, that is what it is called, and you could go join it because I know you asked about it in the past, and it's there. Yeah, Alien Spaceship Server. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey! Stop fighting. It looks like Claude's probably trying to fight this cat. I suppose. Yeah, that's Tinsel, by the way. Yeah, that's Tinsel. Hey, Sonny. And that is Tinsel right there. You know, because there's this new cat that's around here, and they're kind of trying to fight him off. And I'm trying to make sure that the cat can stay and chill with us. So that is the explanation about why things happen that are bad, is because people are given free will, and there's like some flaw where people and beings will choose a negative thing out of greed, but they had a choice and an option to be even better, to be even good. Because if you didn't give, yes, definitely DJ, if you don't give people a free will and a choice to choose right from wrong, they will choose the wrong thing to do, and it'll go south in that direction. So, because if they didn't give people free will, you can never do any good. So, as I said, no light without dark. And that is how it would work. It's Alien Spaceship with an apostrophe S and a space server. And DJ, I will, and since you asked about it, I will make a post about it so all people can join. And so you can see it if you're not able to locate it. All right. And yeah, Tinsel took a nap. Yeah. That is explanation about how aliens are fallen angels. And the other explanation that was asked about why people choose to do the wrong thing with free will. All right. And any kind of questions, ask away. I'm all ears. Okay, and here we go. That is Tinsel, and we are being mesmerized by Tinsel. And he is just sitting there living his best life. You know, as I sit here in the woods, I mean, not in the woods, but this is like the outside part. This is like the garden part. And Rose says, I think you're right. The incorporation of acknowledgement of dark light, masculine, feminine energy. Yeah, you know, and I was saying the other day to someone that was debating me, is that there's a yin and a yang. And when somebody has this concept of a yin and a yang mapped out, you can see the truth of what is there. Sand, that's a very good question. I'm glad that you asked. 333 is actually a godly angelic number. It's not the number of Satan. It is the number of the angels of God. The angels of God are 333, and God's number is 777. and Satan is the 666, but we are, so that's what it is. It's a angelic number. Zero says, oh, hello, Ubel. Oh, Zero, I'll be at my desk tomorrow, most likely. And we will, so you could tell me what you wanted to, or you could either send me an email and I'll go look at it. So that's why I chose 333, because of the angelic number, the godly angelic number. Yeah, 999. What's up, alien? Ignore my nasty comment. See ya. Got a new posy in here. So, hello, Anna. Welcome to the stream. Glad that you're with us. And yeah, so hi, Anna. I always like to have you on stream, and I have not seen you on here recently, but always appreciate you here. Always glad to have you on board. And San says, have you watched the Bible Code? I think I've seen that before, yeah. I've seen it. I thought it was good. You're welcome, Anna. Yeah, right now we are watching Tinsel and The Garden too. Yeah, he is definitely lurking here. So, yes, I've watched The Chosen, and Moki, one of our friends for a long time on the channel, she watches The Chosen, and she was getting Aaron, another friend of ours, into it. And I think it's a very good series. And on the show, I played the trailer one time, and they did a copyright. They did a copyright thing where they kind of silenced. Okay, DJ, and I will post the link to it, and so you could go to it because it is available. Okay, understood. So oh, okay, DJ. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and put out another link for you to join. Okay. So what happened? You're welcome, DJ. So what happened in this situation that you speak of is the Chosen. I played on the trailer in the show. Then they did like a copyright thing, and they kind of like they didn't take the stream down, but they paused my stream, and then they released it back. And it was kind of stupid because it's a public trailer, and people are able to see that. So that's why I was doing it, and because someone in the chat was curious about it. Hello, Roxy. Welcome to the Garden Live. Santa's Fox Rider, when you watched the movie about Watchers, did it open your eyes any? I don't know. It opened my eyes. It definitely did open my eyes to, things like I didn't notice before. For instance, when you kind of get like a different feeling that there's something more to yourself than meets the eye, is to put it in layman's terms. How find your time, how to stop your time is our greatest enemy. That okay, she is like a fox, but it's more of a lynx. Oh, Rose, that is cool. That's cool. So with time, the aliens are able to time travel apparently and go from different dimensions. And in different time frames. So I think that with time, it is a mysterious thing that seems to work against us or it could work for us. It does depend. Oh, glad that you have 2 cats. Yeah, cats live in a slow motion world, that's true. All right. All right, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, birds definitely are in another form of realm of understanding than we are. They definitely are not like how we would think. Their time frame is so different. Like some of these, even insects too, their reaction time is just like a split second. It's like a flow. The cats, for instance, can jump like 1,000 times more sensors than us humans have. A portal or a porthole? I don't think I have. No. Okay, with The Chosen, I've not watched the entire series, but I've seen parts of it. I've seen most of it. I've seen most of it, but not the entire like series, every single episode. No. I disagree with that. I, I believe you, DJ, but those roaches are like lightning bolts. A portal. Okay, so I'll tell you this. There was an incident that happened. There was... Oh, the insect brain, okay. Oh, you saw it on Discovery Channel. Yeah, I didn't get through the whole series to the end, right? Oh, it looks like yeah, so sand, where when someone has a wrench, I see, I had you as a mod, yeah, so yeah, sometimes if, like, when someone has a wrench, they might accidentally delete comments, so, that's what occurred. I'm not. Right, and, yeah, because it says that, there's a pin message, and it looks like she accidentally... Oh, you're all yours, all yours. Okay, so... Yeah, it looks like I gave you like a shield, and you accidentally deleted one of your comments you made before. And maybe you would maybe not want to have the wrench because it's kind of like people that could delete trolls and stuff, but it might be it's something that you don't have to deal with if you don't want to. So if you want to be one, just let me know. And the way it works is if you see something that's, like someone messing with the chat, just let me know. But yeah, because now, was the message you deleted intentional, or did you do it by mistake? Out of curiosity. But thank you. And I'll just unpin it. And thank you. So we were trapped in a symmetrical time. We lay flat, stand straight, and no in between. Or no diverse to your talk. Oh, thank you. Oh, the Book of Enoch. Yes. Oh, it's okay, Sand. It's okay, Sand. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this thing where it'll, so you don't have to deal with, you could just enjoy the chat and talk and not have to be concerned with it. And wait a minute, what did I just do? Oh, wrong person. Yeah, wrong person. Okay. So, okay, I will remove you from it, and I'll teach you about it, and maybe you could join in later. So, yeah, so basically how it works is, yeah, because you could just enjoy the chat, and you don't have to deal with all that. So, that is how it works with the trolls, because sometimes, like, people are in a chat room, you can be scrolling and accidentally delete a comment or something like that, and rather than having to deal with the burden of trolls, you could just enjoy the chat and the other mods will handle it. But yeah, and I thank you very much, Sand, for being here and for the super chats. I appreciate you very much. And the thing that happens is that trolls will come in and then people will go and like zap them, and delete their comments. That is basically how it works. And I don't make everyone a mod, but I sometimes give wrenches out, but not everyone always wants one. Yeah, much love. Okay, it looks like the other cats and the other side are trying to fight. Okay, and we're going to have to break that up. You're welcome, Sand. You're welcome. Yeah. And you don't have to be concerned with that. You just chat and ask me questions about whatever, and that's all you have to do. All right. Okay, so now you see Tinsel the cat sees something. He sees something because he's hearing the cats over there trying to square up. That's what he's hearing. Okay, and he's trying to go that way. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're not going to, we're not going to do this. That's Claude. Oh, thank you, DJ. Glad that you like being on the spaceship. Okay, Claude, what are we doing, buddy? We need to not fight the other cats. Rose, you did not get banned. You did not get banned. Yeah, just come this way. Oh, you're welcome, Sand. You're welcome, Sand. Okay, and we got to encourage our feline friend to go out this way. Do you see something else, buddy? What's up? And shout out to all of you hanging out, watching, listening with us. Cats are up to no good. There is a play that came out in the past that people would see called Cats. Did something happen, chat? Am I still present? Hey, now he's drinking water. Yeah, there is a play called Cats. And people would Oh, okay, good. Okay, thanks, Zero. And it was this really cool, eccentric play that was kind of scary. And it had humans, Earthlings that were like dressed as cats, and the cats come, and how the cats come out at night. It was on a VHS tape. It was like a musical, and in a play. And that's what these cats are like. They're exactly like those cats. You know, these alley cats that want to get in fights and square up. We are following the Claude. Oh, thank you, DJ. Glad to know. Oh, he's going out this way in the mysterious. He's interdimensional. This cat's going to another dimension. Okay, so yeah, and I remember that one. It would, and I remember there's cats that are like in alleys and dumpsters and stuff. That's what these cats are like. Definitely, definitely. No, I didn't. That's not true. You see, in y'all socks, it's all on camera. There's nothing to hide here. That Tinsel got up on his own because the other cats are trying to square up. See, this time, got everything on camera. Right? And so if people want to be goofy with me, I got the evidence right here. All right, and there's some more. No, she said that I scared Tinsel off. I didn't. The cats are trying to fight. That's why Tinsel left and got up. Yeah, he wanted to catch some paws. Yes, there are alien cats working with the cat lady. Yes. And definitely the halo in the sky of that's a really pretty moon right there. Nice. Right. Okay, so Thomas sees his own eternity. That's really interesting. And thank you, DJ, for keeping chat in check. I appreciate it. Yeah, Blue Moon. Yeah. Do not want the Timu Moon. Yeah, that's a blackberry plant. Yeah. The blue, like, what does what mean? Scared. Okay. Yeah, that is the blackberry plant. Yeah, the moon's theme. Right, the moon's theme. Oh, you saw a creature, a little bug? I don't know what it was. It was, I think it was a moth. So what you saw was actually a moth. Okay, and the moon could fall out the sky, what it means. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, I gotta watch out because I'm standing really close to the moon, and if it falls out the sky ever, I gotta get out the way if I want to keep doing these streams. So I'll be a ghost streamer. Okay, there's something in there. I'm scared. Yeah, weird day. Yeah, weird day. Yeah. Yeah, and Mermaid, I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow. And thanks for being here. If you have any updates about anything, feel free to talk about it. Right. And it's a song. Yeah, it's a song. Hey, Moki. Welcome to the Garden Live. As we walk out here. So, yeah, shout out to Moki. And it is very... And Moki, we are talking about the aliens and the Book of Enoch, Fallen Angels, too. Chat's curious about it. And I've been filling them in. Yeah, so chat, that's Moki that I was telling y'all about earlier. I know, get out the way because our blue moon. Yeah. Yeah, so that is the moon. It's all full, and it'll be gonna fall right on top of me if I don't get out the way. All right, and those are the stars. Scared. Right. Yes, so a lot of the insects around here are the moths. That's what's out right now. The termite season's gonna be in a couple of months from now. Oh yeah, you see that was a moth that just came at me. Okay, so yeah, so the okay, right here. Yeah, this is the elderberry tree. For those that don't know, for those that are just new people, this is the elderberry tree. Oh, thank you. Yes, aliens will jump out and save me. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Mermaid, I am glad that you're going to do a video. I will certainly check it out. So, there was something that we were talking about, which was the J-Rod. And it was this... There's someone from a government facility... Yes, and that is true. It can save my life one day, and thank you for the feedback about it. I'm glad it's a good tree. So far, no tree rats at the moment. And they are lurking, probably. So J-Rod is this a gray alien that a person I worked at a government facility was studying. And it claimed that it was from a time traveler, because some of them will claim to be time travelers. because in Sand, we were talking about how aliens are fallen angels, and I do believe that's true. Now, or they could masquerade as different things. I don't know if they're always telling the truth when they say it, but they also claim to be these other types of entities called these time travelers. And so J-Rod had a family, allegedly. It was a saying, from this alleged story, which I believe is true. He had a family, and he was being used as an experiment, and he made like a bonding with it, with the ET, because there's instances with people that claim to have worked with the aliens before come with a bond with it, because some of them are not always mean. And over my head there lies one of these rats. That's where he is. I was talking about him and he appeared, but he's gone now. So anyway, that is what people will do, because sometimes people will have, like the Greys, for instance. There'll be some like demonic experiences. Other people will not have bad experiences. It just depends on the circumstance. So they have this book, this yellow book. Oh, there's Claude. There's this Project Yellow book. And it allegedly tells the story of the entire universe and all of its history. He's glad to be on camera. Orbs and space rats, yes. So that is something else that it was, it's known to have, and it tells the history from the beginning of time, from universe, etc. And there's something called Planet 10 Nibiru that I may have touched on yesterday. And Planet 10 Nibiru is this planet from this other dimension, from this other outside of our solar system, and it was apparently going to come towards our planet. But they went into a time machine and stopped it from doing that, and these aliens allegedly can do time travel, because they're supposed to be time travelers, some of them, and that's what they do. And it was a cool story, and the dude who was telling it was brilliant. He was a really brilliant dude, and I think it was probably a true encounter. And he eventually brought him back to a portal, like a Sumerian portal. And because these things eventually exist through portals, like I was telling you, they're interdimensional, and it was sent back to wherever it came from. So those are some other stories. As I said, some theories suggest that from 56,000 years from now, there will be these time travelers that came from that era, where humans are in space and they had bigger dark eyes and gray skin. And that's a theory that they may be from that. But as I said, I still believe in all the theories are true, have truth to them somehow. But yeah, that is another perspective about the aliens. What is a space rat, or am I missing much information? Rose, you are not missing any information, because I am just an eclectic stream of a bunch of things going on at once. So what you see out here is a tallow tree that Benjamin Franklin brought these trees to the United States. And now in these trees, sometimes there will be these rats. I don't know if they're naturally tree rats, or they're just rats that are hiding from cats, and they moved up in the trees. So the tree rats will go up and in here, and they move around back and forth from the branches to other trees, like over here, right? And the cats will try to stalk them and try to get them. So that's what a tree rat is. It's rats that are in these trees. That's a really nice shot. It's really cool. Oh, hey, Duke. Meow, meow. Yeah, shout out to Bubbles. Yeah, so you got these right here, and you got that lurking right there. Lurking Venus. Scared. That's a tree rat. Can't really see him, but we could hear him. Okay, light goes in the same direction both ways instantly. It's like a space-time continuum, I guess. As Sand says, Louisiana has flying squirrels and alligators too. Wonderful place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. Yeah, now I don't have alligators in my region. And if I've not seen any, but it's possible that one could come around, hypothetically, under a rare circumstance. But no, I've not seen any alligators here. But I've been to parts of the city and parts of the bayous and stuff where they're lurking around. But I don't blame you. There's flying squirrels. There's all kinds of crazy things here. That is true. That is true. It's like the Amazon. Duke, there are sloths in the trees. That's true. They're over there. They're lurking right there. Yep. Last night we saw the flying alligator. Sweet. Last night we saw the frog sighting, which I was glad to see. You know, I'm glad that we had that. Or because our awaited frog sighting happened. The frog cryptid came out. Right, and yeah, Timu gibberish. Yeah. Yeah, and right here is some of the swamp grass. Right there. And yeah, so that is what's in the trees. There is oh, and okay, DJ. Yeah, DJ, if you need to zap somebody, you could go ahead and do it. If you'd like. But thank you for letting me know. Yeah, make a salad, yeah. Yeah, in these trees there's all kinds of creatures and critters and sloths that just hang out there. And they think of there's the Duke sloths. And are you hunting wabbits? That's funny, Duke, wabbits. You know, there are rabbits around here. That is true, yes. They're very rare to see, but there are rabbits. And the rabbits are very quick. They're kind of hard to spot. And they just have hops. Yeah, Moki said, don't make me pull this car over. Facts. Yeah. And, you know, hilarious. George loves wabbits. Yeah. And that is what occurs in these parts. So many organic greens. Yeah, see, the wabbits will do that. They will go and hop around. And like one time at night, I saw this rabbit, and he was hopping. I saw some little white thing. It was like more of a gray thing, hopping. I'm like, what on earth is that? And it was a rabbit hopping around. I just thought it was weird because it had to be something hopping. Couldn't be a possum, but yeah, their bro was just hopping around. Yes, mark my territory. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Oh. Okay, Claude's hunting something. Yeah, Smokey, exactly. Exactly. Right. Oh, the gnats have met their match. Yeah. Death to gnats. Okay, Claude sees something. Oh, I grew lettuce actually right over there. Right here in this region, I grew lettuce. You see? He sees something right there. Duke says, you should see the jackrabbits in West Texas. 3 feet tall and ears and all over the highway while driving 60 miles per hour. Oh, Lord. Scared. Flat rabbits. Ah, yikes. Yikes. Yeah, so a shout out to the wabbits that want to stay in the middle of the road. Jackalopes. Yeah. We see you, Claude. Killer wombat. Killer wombat. And Thomas says, my opinion, we are 5th dimension in a 4th dimension world. Meaning, we never see what's behind us without a mirror of darkness. You have to go to the places that have never been discovered to go to the places that have never been found. Well, look at this cat. He's looking for something. Wow, what is he going to find? It's on his quest. Scared. This is the security cat at night, everybody. And Duke says hi to Moki. Oh, thank you, Sand. Thank you, Sand. You're right. Yes, Thomas. Oh, thank you, Thomas. And thank you, chat, for the compliments. And I appreciate all of you here. Yeah, and yeah, shout out to Moki. She has provided so much information and links about the conspiracy theories and the aliens, which I believe they're true theories, technically. Yeah, she has done a lot of work with the channel, absolutely. All right, so yeah, Thomas, what is your opinion on Claude the cat? Okay, this cat sees something for him to be sitting in this field like this. Yeah, so Moki says, were Alien and I the only ones that saw the red skies in Australia? Okay, Moki, so I asked about it last night on the show, and Tone said that Australia gets those sometimes during the, weather events. Oh, hello, Sonny. So, and we were not the only ones that saw those because other people have seen them too. So, yeah, Smokey, we were not the only ones that saw them. It was real. It did happen. And chat was telling me last night it was something that happens with like the desert dust that gets into the atmosphere. But it was still weird for it to happen when it happened. So all the other stuff going on. Moki says, I haven't done anything. You've done it all on your own. I'm just hanging on the spaceship. Okay, well, I am glad for your support and hanging on the spaceship. On this, she said the space spash ship. Oh, what she meant is spaceship, that is. Ah, okay. So, well, thank you for hanging on the spaceship with us. Definitely enjoy your company. Yes, we all are on the spaceship, DJ. That is true. Okay, and yeah, we got these pea things. They're kind of like peas. Claude just disappeared with... Oh, no, he's right there. There he is. Trikey. Oh, thank you all for all the likes. And yesterday, we got over 1,000 views, by the way. Oh, nice dono, Sand. Oh, thank you so much. She says... well, Sand says... yes, it's she, correct. And she says, would love to hear some stories that chat has to tell. Yeah. And hello there, Sunny, Landish, good to see you. Yeah, and... Yeah, chat, if chat has anything interesting, if chat has any stories to tell, we'd like to hear it. About any UFO sightings or other things that are going on of a report. Now, something that... Yeah, she says, what kind of stories? So, yeah, basically, a story about... Sand can be... say what stories in particular, but I think what Sand meant was any kind of stories that, like, something funny, or something wild that happened. It could be anything supernatural, paranormal, anything like that. And Duke said, scared. Yeah, so I remember one time I was... Yeah, so chat. Does chat have any funny things that happened to them? Any funny incidences that occurred? Would like to hear about it. Yes, DJ, that story. Yes, tell that. Yeah, sad, bad, mad stories. So, I'll ask this. So, chat, have... One time DJ and I, we were on another stream, and there was this dude, Timbaland, and he's very famous for music, and he was getting everybody to do AI music, and I thought that was a crazy concept because I didn't really know what that was about. And there was this... because I never heard of AI music before, and him and I were just watching, and because at first, people, we would see these music videos come up from the different viewers, and people were saying it was AI. I'm like, wait a minute, is this person cheating with AI? And your DJ and I were just like talking in the chat about it, and him and I were both mutually learning. And it seemed like Timbaland was trying to create an album or something with AI music, and that is something that DJ and I both experienced at that time. And Timbaland was... Okay, Thomas, do you think that your animators will ever arrive? Well, they did arrive already. That was some old news. Okay, thank you, DJ, for zapping that comment. So yeah, that's something that occurred between DJ and I. And that's where I met DJ over there. And then he came over to the spaceship. Yeah, and Duke says that he prefers his music that is real. And I remember, reacting to it. And there would be sometimes people would come on the show that would have their own music. And Timbaland was very, very, at times... Oh, there's some people that were just, like, goofy. And there's some people that were good. And... yeah, because some people were just clowns. I remember one time... You see, I would always say Timu all the time. And Timbaland started saying Timu. Yes, I believe that music that is real that has soul. Exactly, DJ. And because it's like the AI music just didn't sound, it sounded more like fake and monotone. It seemed like something was off about it. So I could tell a difference. But Timbaland was saying if he could have had that when he was coming up, when his 2000s and stuff like that, he would have used the AI music. But yes, and Moki says DJ bring the heat. Facts. Yeah. I get him. And I would but he made such good music without the AI, and everyone was like telling him that telling Timbaland that he made music perfectly fine without AI, and people weren't really interested. Like, people were not really buying it, but some people were interested in it. Like, you could just go there and put different music takes together and make a new song. I don't know. There could be AI things that could be useful in parts of it, maybe, but the whole entire thing be AI. Yeah, it's not the same thing. And how many hours are in 30 seconds? Scared. Yeah, and DJ says, the rush you get is incredible. So that is what occurred with that. I personally like music that is real. I think the music that is real is good and much better and has soul to it. And yeah, because Timbaland had a contest about it. Now, Timbaland has not been live for like a year. That's the last time that dude was live. So Timbaland went out, and I don't know if he made that album or not that he was supposed to make with the sound effects people were sending him. But yeah, I one time with the and he says, DJ, I'm not sure what he did, but have fun. Scared. And there is this one caller that yeah, okay, Moki says, I heard Gerald the dolphin is living his best life. Oh, okay, this is another story that we're going to tell you, Sand, that Moki and I have for you. And I'm going to read your comment. It says, and Mermaid said, Moki, I truly need that laugh. Facts. And that's an interesting story. I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, we don't know. Everyone in the comment section is asking like where Timbaland is. And there's one caller that was on his show that looked kind of like he looked wild, and he said, "How old are you?" And he said 30, and he said chat said 40, and he said, "Are you on the phone?" He said, "What are you calling on?" He said, "I'm calling the phone," and Timbaland said, "Timu phone." He said the chat said Timu phone, and he was like, "Who said that in the chat?" He said, "No, just chat in general." And he was getting all offended. He was getting all emotional. And yeah, I said, Moki, my days have been OMG. I saw memes about it too and thought of you. Okay, so this is the part where we get into our bro Gerald the dolphin. So Sand, I have another story for you. So in this situation, there was there was Gerald the dolphin. And Gerald the dolphin was this dolphin there's a man that was washed up on the beach in Florida, and he had a very interesting story to tell. So yeah, Moki says, Sand, if you know what CERN is, you aren't out of touch with what this stuff is. Don't call yourself old lady. Oh yeah, that's nice, Moki. Yeah, shout this to Sand. She is more awake than most people. And Moki, last night, her and I were talking about the chemtrails, and she documented it. So we got into a bunch of stuff yesterday. Yeah, she's awesome. So there is this thing with Gerald the dolphin, and the man that washed up on the beach claimed he was, he was a scientist. He claimed that a bunch of dolphins kidnapped him and brought him to an underwater base to construct the underwater base. And then they brought him back to shore later. And he was working on underwater, and he was able to communicate with the dolphins with clicks and clacks, little clicky noises the dolphins make. And they were able to bring him to the secret underwater kingdom where he was creating a new hybrid of, base. So Gerald the dolphin was the one that was calling the shots, and he was the one that was in charge of everything. And the man said, you don't mess with Gerald the dolphin. That is true, DJ. They do hump when bored. That's true. And that is the story of Gerald the dolphin. And all over the internet, people are talking about Gerald. And there's a SpongeBob episode about a dolphin with a cape that is like an overlord in a spaceship. And that's Gerald the dolphin. And The Simpsons predicted a lot of things, and there's Gerald the dolphin. I mean, there are so many dolphins that are taking over civilization, and The Simpsons predicted it. So Gerald the dolphin was predicted by them. And I love what she said. I hope Gerald the dolphin's living his best life. That is so hilarious. Oh, hey, Noah. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Oh, Duke is scared. All right, so, okay, Noah, right here is the pea plants that we're talking about before, and they're getting big. And yeah, saying, so Gerald the dolphins, it's a fake story, apparently. It's a hoax, but I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting story, though. People might think that it could be. Right, and this is allegedly dewberry or raspberry that's growing right here. Hello, Alvis. They could be, but there's something else that starts with a V. But they could be that. Thank you for your take on that. Okay, and San says, wow, thank you. I remember hearing bits and pieces about that. Man, I've forgotten the name. Thank you, chat. Oh, you're welcome, Sand. So right here, we got some more of the berries. And whenever they grow, we're going to look at them. And it's really fascinating, right? Noah, I start the live stream early. That's true. Okay, Catman says Vibrium. Okay, scared. And this is some kind of marsh swamp grass of some kind. Okay, mermaid, understood. Oh, Mermaid, well, I'm glad that you're hanging in there, and you're very strong to go through all that and still do your thing. So I appreciate that, and good luck on your video. Chat. Yeah, yesterday I saw it early too. Yeah. Because that is Moki, and I wanted Moki and other people to see these garden lives that may not be seeing them when we usually do it. And okay, chat, so do you all think disclosure is coming? Well, this is the time to do this. How do I do this? Let's see. Do I even do this on this device? Is that how it works? I don't know. You're welcome. What's this? I did that by mistake. That wasn't supposed to be a thing. Okay, I don't know. So, yeah, that's some wild stuff right there. Where is it? No, it's probably done on the computer, I guess. Okay. Yeah, chat. Do you think disclosure about aliens is really going to come out or not? There's something called aliens.gov. And allegedly there's going to be aliens that are going to be disclosed in the media. By the U.S. government. And there's going to be disclosure, allegedly. There's going to be a website called aliens.gov where they're going to release alien information. So, chat, do y'all think they're really going to release the alien information or not? Moki said you're showing your mom's weed plants again. Just kidding her. Oh, yeah. I'm just showing all the stash. And get myself grounded for 10 days. Scared. Boo, I know it won't be to disclosure, but maybe just acknowledgement, you know? Yeah. They did admit bacteria in Martian soil. Yeah, because there's theories about Mars. There's a theory that Mars had a civilization, and the civilization collapsed a long time ago. And there's nuclear war that happened. So that is a theory about Mars. Okay, Moki says, San, do you think they're demons? I've heard that a lot. I'm not sure. Okay, understood. Okay, yeah, so Sand, what do you think the aliens are, Sand? Moki has heard that they're demons, but she's not too sure what they are exactly. I think that all are true. I think possibly there's a combination of different things that are going on. They might be from different sources. Ignorant masses won't handle disclose. Yeah. Ignorant masses won't be able to... Oh, yeah. Oh, people are going to have to buy out all the toilet paper. Scared. Scared. Because you get the toilet paper because people that don't get the toilet paper are going to be running out, and it'll cause mass chaos and panic. Okay. Okay, we got that for a moment. It definitely alien eyes. Hand wipers. Scared. Back to corn cobs. Yeah, and Sand and I, we were talking yesterday about the aliens. No, I mean about corn. Yeah, she was saying that, like how to grow it a different way than I was familiar with. And like the clear stuff that's on the tip of the corn is actually the most nutritious part of it that I didn't know about. And yeah, and I will say the sweet corn is more of, and Sand said, I'm not going to panic because the demons cannot hurt me too much. Amen. Amen. That is true. They can never hurt you. And thank you for your take. So we were talking about the corn, and I'll tell you all this. So there's corn that are very tall, like stalks, and there's small corn that's kind of like bigger, a little bit bigger than that. And the sweet corn is smaller because with sweet corn, you can you pick it right off the cob and eat it. But the other corn that's much bigger, you have to go through a couple of different hurdles to eat it because it has to be processed. Yeah, and Moki said, same. Here, and if the aliens are going to get me, then they're going to get me. Right. Yeah, yeah. And cobs. Wait. Scared. Yeah, scared. Yeah, cobs sound dirty. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It sounds like a bunch of something that's wet. Sounds dirty, sticky, wet, all that stuff combined. Yep. Yes. Yes. And oh yeah, I need to get my earmuffs out and put them on my head because and my eyes need special goggles so I don't see the nasty stuff that's going on. Yep. Scared. I'm like the little bunny that needs the pink earmuffs. Yeah. I figure aliens must be nice. We're still alive, aren't we? Yeah. Well, that's a good question, but different civilizations have had bad experience with them. There's actually good in alien encounters. Okay, there are some people that have had good experiences with the aliens, and nothing bad happened. And like, for instance, the guy in 1968 that found the alien and saved his life, that was a good experience. So some of them are bad, some of them are not. Yeah, and harvesting negative energy. Corn cobs, Appalachian outhouse butt wipes. Oh, yeah, scared. I need the earmuffs on now. Hilarious. Yeah, we do reflect energy. Yeah, there's some theories that the interdimensional aliens, the reptilians, are harvesting pain and suffering through other dimensions, and they feed off of it like adrenochrome. Yeah, scared. Mm-hmm. Okay, and going over this way. These are some bigger elephant ear plants. All right. I am back, chat. I left for a second. And the movie Fire in the Sky is very different from the book. Oh, okay. Watch Fire in the Sky. Okay. Oh, okay, Moki. I am good to know. I was kind of thinking, have some of these people used it before? And I was like, and no, she has not. So Erin will not have any corn cobs on her lawn. And they did. If there is corn cobs on Erin's lawn, they didn't come from you. Travis Walton, he's still around. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, Moki said she might have corn kernels. Scared. Oh, Duke said he wiped with a wabbit once.